So today we're going to take a look at our third day of solving, and we're going to start with some that are of review. But one thing we'll notice is where are we looking for our answers on this one? And as you can see here, we're looking for it in between negative pi and pi. So that's a little bit different. So we'll still start out the same, cosine. So we know that this is our x value. So x value is positive, so that would be over here. And let's see, ooh, that's a terrible triangle there, and down here, so we're at 2 over 2. Well, we know this is 45, but as you can see, we normally say this is 45 degrees and 315, but it says between negative pi and pi, so we can't use 315, because that's like saying between negative 180 and 180. So we're just going to say instead of 45 degrees, we know this is pi over 4, and then we go backwards, so this would be negative pi over 4. So the next one, let's see, minus 2 minus 2. So 4 cosine squared of x equals 3. Divide by 4. So the cosine squared of x equals 3/4. Square root this, so we have the cosine of x, square root the numerator and the denominator, and we have to remember plus or minus. Once again, cosine, so we're saying our x value. And we have plus or minus here, so here would be positive square root of 3 over 2. Here would be negative square root of 3 over 2, so we can make all these triangles. Let's see, so those would be 30-degree reference angles. So we have 30, 150, 210, and let's see, 330. So 30 degrees, so we would say that this is pi over 6, 5 pi over 6. But then how would we say these? Because we go to positive pi, but then we're going backwards. So this would be negative 30 degrees, so negative pi over 6. And then let's see, going backwards to here, that's going negative, let's see, 150 degrees. So that'd be negative 5 pi over 6. So we have to keep in mind our answer has to be between, negative 180 and 180. So we won't use that 210 or that 330. Now the next one we did is one similar to what we did yesterday on day 2. Whoops, sorry about that. Where we have this quadratic. And I sometimes like to just say, well, let's make this 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Equals 0, and we can factor that. So let's see, we got 2x squared, 5x, negative 3. So 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, and it has to add to 5. So 6 and negative 1. So we have 2x and x minus 1 plus 3. So we have 2x minus 1 and x plus 3 equals 0. So what is this? This is x is half and x is negative 3. Let me just double check that. 2x squared plus 6x. Yep, that looks good. But instead of x, we're really talking about it's the sine of x equals half. And the sine of x equals negative 3. Well, that's not going to happen. So where is our y value? Half. So y, it would be here. Here would be half for our y. And then over here would also be half for our y. So let's see, 30 and 30. So we have 30 degrees and 150. And those are between what we need our answers to be in. So we have pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. Now what's new for today is we're going to take a look at this down here, and we'll notice what our answers again need to be in between negative pi and pi. But what's new is we have sine of x minus 6. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to replace that with theta, and I'm going to let theta equal x minus pi over 6. So really, I'm going to say the sine of theta equals half. And this is one we just did up there, so sine of theta is half. So our y value is half, because this is our y value. So we have 30 and 30. So 30 degrees, so we have pi over 6. And 150 degrees. So we have theta equals pi over 6. And theta equals 5 pi over 6. But what did we substitute in for theta? We substituted in x minus pi over 6. So x minus pi over 6 equals pi over 6. X minus pi over 6 equals 5 pi over 6. And each of these we just have to add that pi over 6. So we have x equals, well, that would be 6 pi over 6, or pi, plus pi over 6, plus pi over 6. So x equals 2 pi over 6, which reduces down to pi over 3. So this next one is similar. We have 2x. So I'm going to say let's let theta equal 2x. So we really have the sine of theta is negative half. So rather than, again, this is our y value. So negative half would be down here. Again, these are 30-degree reference angles. So we have 330 and 210. But again, our answers need to be in between negative pi and pi. So these are too big because this is between negative 180 and 180. Well, negative 30 would work here. And how far back are we going here is negative 150. So we have those. So we know that theta equals negative pi over 6. Theta equals negative 5 pi over 6. But what did we substitute in for theta was 2x. So 2x equals negative pi over 6. 2x equals negative 5 pi over 6. So we have to divide by 2 on all of these. And remember, divide by 2, it's like multiplying by 1/2. You multiply by the reciprocal, so times 1/2. So we have negative 5 pi over 12 for that one. So this would be negative pi over 6 times 1/2 over here. So we have negative pi over 12. And this last one, we got a bit of solving to do. So let's add 2. 6, oh, that's supposed to be the cosine. So we have the cosine of 2x equals divide by 6, so we have half. Again, I'm going to substitute in theta for this. So the cosine is half. So again, that's our x value. So positive half would be over here. So we have half. And we have those two triangles, so 30. So this has to be 60. So 60 degrees and 300. But it has to be between negative 180 and 80. So this would be negative 60. So we have theta equals 60 degrees, which in radians is pi over 3. And theta equals negative 60. So we have negative pi over 3. But really, theta was 2x. So 2x equals pi over 3. And 2x equals negative pi over 3. And again, divide by 2 is like multiplying by 1/2. So we'd have 2x, x equals pi over 6, and x equals negative pi over 6.